Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. So today I will be presenting one main topic that under subject of organizational change. So today our main topic will be building a resilient organizational culture to support continuous change. So what is all about? Before we begin, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nur Alifa Soleha binti Yusuf. Can you guys see these pictures shown above? Yes, all of these are the company's logo. So, do you guys familiar with this company? And can you tell any similarities between all of them? All these companies have one similarities, which is they need to adapt a rapid change in industries to compete and stay valid in the market. So what is a change? According to Ray Friend, organizational change means a mechanism companies use to pursue survival and establish a stronger competitive advantage. While team define organizational change as the process of guiding organization to change to a successful resolution, and it typically involves three major phases, which is preparation, implementation, and follow-through. Unfortunately, the organizational change process isn't always easy to adapt and can be intimidating for all team members who find themselves impacted by it. Have you guys still remember what we learned on the chapter 4, which is we learned dimension of organizational change? There are three types of dimensional change. The first one is a planned, second one is magnitude, and the third one is continuity, which is we are focusing on the continuity. There are two types of continuity, which is episodic and continuous. Episodic means occasional and defined, where continuous means ongoing, evolving gradually, and constantly change environment. So, what happened to this organization? In order to stay relevant in market and consumer demand, they need to adapt the new trends and shifting day by day. So, our topic today is focusing on continuous change that creates a resilient organization. Now, what is resilient? According to the Brown 2020, resilient is a dynamic process that allows individuals to access resources to cope with and recover from adversity. It can be learned and developed day by day in daily works. The more experience a person has with a great stress management, the better they are at handling future stresses as they are more equipped. The company that we will be studying today is Jang Jang Jang. For a company that offers a vast selection of movies, TV shows, documentaries, and games through its streaming service. It was founded by Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph is 1197 and started as a DVD rental service by mail, and since then it evolved into one of the leading entertainment company. A constant change and advancement is needed, especially when they are involving in entertainment industry. They always have something need to attract customer, something eye-catchy, something interesting, one of the kind, and something fresh, something new. So top management is needed to lead research and development teams to be changed into new technologies, new item, new content that inclusive. It is also to make sure that they have a backup or a content to release after the current one reach the maturity scale on the market. Before deciding to go through any plan to make a change, they will undergo this process and observe several actions, which is exactly what we learned in chapter 2. The first one is develop through first-hand experience and understanding of the problem of producing change. Netflix need to identify the biggest obstacle to their growth because, initially, the company and its employees focusing on negotiating and collaborating with numerous producers to secure streaming rights for their work, such as movies and series. Second, they need to improve relationship. They always need to improve their relationship with customer for more subscription. The third one is identify factors which affected to the extent of the change. To this extent, Netflix not only needs to secure project and streaming right from external producer, but also has to compete to other companies to acquire the best project. And lastly, they develop working hypotheses for later for more directors research. So with this tight competition, they were forced to innovate, rethinking, re-strategize, and to always step ahead from others. So that's why they realized they need to make a change to their reliance and shift their focus to something else in these competitive industries. By this research, they decided to make three biggest changes that always need to be updated day by day to make it more effective. They need to make three moves, which is personalized recommendation for individual users, predict the potential success of a new shows and movies, and optimize its extensive library for different markets. And lastly, to build a resilient system with chaos engineering. Traditional IT management method can't just keep up with the scale of unpredictability of today's digital world. The reality is, downtime can be incredibly costly and relying on outdated approaches only to make the problem worse. So, they take initiative to build this system. Chaos engineering is all about pushing systems to their limits on purpose. It's a branch of software engineering that intentionally introduces chaos, like bugs, unexpected failures, into system to see how it reacts. So they simply injected these bugs and viruses to see how well Netflix responds, gain insight into failure point, and ultimately strengthen the infrastructure from future reliability. The success of shows like Stranger Things, The Crown, and Bridgerton demonstrates the power of this strategy. These originals not only attract new users, but also keep existing Netflix members engaged, reducing reliance and driving subscriber growth. However, before releasing new content, employees must constantly research and identify emerging trends that could be capture customers' interest. By leveraging data, Netflix can increase their inclusivity based on their customers' choice. This is why building a chaos system is complex. At Netflix, chaos engineering goes beyond technical practices. It's a philosophy of resilience. Instead of waiting for failure to happen, they deliberately create a chaos to see how system responds. This proactive approach shows a mindset that doesn't just react to problems but actively seeks to understand and overcome them. The real genius here is how these practices shapes the company of culture. By teaching engineers to embrace failure as a part of process, Netflix fosters an environment where innovation can thrive without being stifled by the fear of mistakes. This culture shift changes the perception of failure from something to avoid to something essential for growth. Resilience at Netflix isn't just a buzzword, it's embedded in how they develop and maintain their system. Engineers are encouraged to think ahead, adapt challenges, and keep system running smoothly, even when unexpected disruption hit. This kind of culture means that when problems arise, teams are prepared not just technically but mentally. In conclusion, organizational change is always needed to maintain the relevance of the company in industries. It's just that the dimension of each company is different, so it's important to analyze it first. At the end of this video, we can see how Netflix addresses its challenges and continues to improve and advance its system day by day to meet customers' demand. By not shying away from unconventional formats, Netflix demonstrates a culture of boldness and creativity. This willingness to try new things, even when outcomes are uncertain, showcases an innovative and resilient culture. However, it's important to remember that change is always not easy. It requires the cooperation of everyone involved to make it successful. That's the end of my video. Thank you for watching.